Up here in the top left, in the red, the Zerg player, he's down 0-1.
CJN2's Hydra.
And down near the bottom right, in green, up a game in the series.
Gene Green Wings Cure.
I like the intros this season.
I like them as well.
Actually, I like them more than the double camera shot of like both players' screens. I prefer this one.
Yeah.
There's a real specific focus on both players.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty chill.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Pretty similar to Pro League as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Pro League doesn't have a little pop-up though.
Yeah, that's true.
We just kind of say it.
Yeah.
Reaper Expand seems to be the choice for Cure here.
Yeah. No Macarax.
Yeah, that was kind of a funny opening, but it really worked out for him last game.
Yeah.
And Overlord's checking thoroughly over there to make sure he's not getting 888 pre-bird or anything like that.
Pre-bird?
Yeah, I don't know why that P kind of sneaked its way in there, but 888 Reaper.
You know, sometimes you get pre-bird and things go really wrong.
Maybe it's because
never
P
want to
for
get
proxy, Reaper.
Yeah.
Proxy Reaper.
You were just ahead of your own mind there.
I'm ahead of my own mind. I'm ahead of my own time.
Yeah.
I'm actually from the future.
It's Future Wolf.
You know,
actually,
Wolf. You know what's the real thing is? I was talking to Kelder about this once. When someone's watching the VOD, we're actually from the future. You know what I mean? And when someone's watching the VOD, like we're actually telling them something that's happened. They're like watching it as if it's the present, but it's already happened. We've seen it, and we're telling them about it.
Pretty
like you
much,
can actually reach out to people in the VODs like this. Like people are watching the VOD right now, like probably gonna tweet at me being like, "Oh my God, I'm watching Wolf from the future." I'm gonna get a tweet like that later, and I'll be like, "Yeah,
Future Wolf, what's
you saw
up?
me. I'm the Future Wolf."
It's a rare sighting. Ooh, look at this! Nicely done. And that guy's gonna go down.
Yep.
I'm sorry, SCV.
You're not really sorry though.
Nah, no, not really.
Reaper hangs around,
Yeah.
making that cute little sound. Not really sure why he's sticking around. It's not going to be any drone that denies the CC.
Overlord sees the CC, sees the Reaper.
He sees the Reaper as well, so it's not like two Reapers and something going to surprise Hydra. This is actually a decision I don't understand. And I'll just be like really humble and say that it's probably because I'm not a pro gamer and I don't really know. But a lot of the time we see this recently, especially we saw this yesterday too, I believe, or maybe it was a match I was watching on WCS or something, America. But sometimes his Reaper waiting, checking. He's like checking for what? I mean, he got roach rushed. He got roach rushed last time, so maybe he's like concerned that it's gonna be like Roach is taking a weird path across the map or something.
Maybe.
Because normally you go over and try to force Zerglings to be made, and then you just kind of, you know, you try to kill them if you can, then you leave, and then the Reapers are useful later with your harassment. But in this case, you just kind of like, I mean, this is an obvious place for the Zerglings to be. It's the only place you can jump up from the left side. Somehow going to be able to maneuver his way out of there, but no additional Zerglings made, so Hydra gets a good opening out of this, and also sees the third CC.
Yeah. Wonder what Hydra's idea is on this map. You know, the last time he was going pretty aggressive, but this time he chooses a map with a really long rush distance. Obviously, he's not going aggressive for now.
For now, no, yeah.
Maybe he just wants to play a straight-up game. He's kind of letting Cure get ahead, though, with just a, you know, untouched third CC there in the main.
Yeah.
He's going
he goes for lair.
Third.
Could be fast mutas. Could be a Nidus. If you wait this long to use your Reapers, you're just really not going to accomplish anything, especially on this map.
Well, we got a Roach Warren up and an Evo Chamber. Wouldn't be surprised to see that upgrade some +1 to range eventually. Oh, we got two.
Yeah, two Evo Chambers and a Roach Warren. Roach Warren could be a front for Mutalis, as well as the Evo Chambers. So he's like, oh, I don't understand. Like, what his Reapers or a Scan goes over there, sees the Evo Chambers, and he's like, oh, he doesn't have a third. This doesn't make any sense. But got a Banshee coming out. That's also going to give him a little bit more scouting information.
Yeah, and going to be really good against any kind of Roach Rush.
The Banshee also is going to come out, at least so far, uncloaked. And that means that he's not going to be able to get very far against those Queens. I think he'll only make one with this.
So 7 roaches are made. And this Reaper's going to get in. It's not... Oh,
wow.
Sees the Spire go down.
Is he going to leave the Spire? He made it right in front of the Reaper's face.
Yeah.
This is really confusing for him now. He's like, okay, roaches into mutas? What? All right, let's wait and watch this unfold. We're going to see Reactor out medevacs here in a second. Very few Marines on the map. Stim is started. And the Banshee's going to come across the map. If he runs into the roaches, he will be able to slow them down quite significantly. Or at least poke them as they come. Actually going to go ahead and leave out the left side to maybe keep that a secret, but Kira is just too smart, man. He just got his Reaper ready for this.
So smart. Here comes the harass on those drones. Still no response at all. The Queen is not moving. This guy does not have Cloak. He is up to 5 kills now. And he's going to get out.
You saw the roaches. He's starting additional bunkers, starting Marauders and a siege tank. And we'll have medevacs in a second as well. Trying to prioritize making those bio units, though, and getting those bunkers up. The Spire follow-up here is so interesting. I guess he wants to try to force out Marauders and then go into Mutalist. He's got a lot of gas, so he could make a few of those for sure. All right, Banshee up here at the front is going to do a lot. This bunker is not going to last very long. Hellions in a really great spot, actually, to do so much AoE damage to the side. Bunker goes down. SCVs are going to block here on hold position. And another 2 Marauders get into the back of that bunker, or actually 2 Marines and a Marauder. Siege tank's on the high ground here. He's going to shut it down.
Yep. Loses a bunch of SCVs, but again, 3 CCs. So even though he was able to kill some SCVs, he put some pressure on. Hydra's just now getting his 3rd base. He has a Spire off of 4 gases. I mean, he's going to be able to make some mutas. It looks like he just did that. But
it's going to be so far behind in tech.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, mutas are, you might be like, well, Wolf, I mean, I'm pretty sure mutas are high tech, but a small number of mutalists against Marines that are soon to have stim when you're only on 2 bases and he's not really trying to drop you aren't too useful. If he attacks you directly in a minute off of that economy he's got from those 3 bases and the units he has left over from your attack. The mutalists will be pretty helpful against this Hellion drop, on the other hand.
Yeah. I feel like the idea from Hydra was just to try to catch Kira off guard once again. Like, if Kira did not have the scouting information over there with the Reaper, he may not have known until too late. And maybe he doesn't have the tank, maybe he doesn't have some of those Marauders, maybe he doesn't have the bunkers even, and it might have done a lot more damage. And here he's just got to make an awkward transition. But look at this, drones lining up for the Hellions. Here they go.
Yep. 3 Hellions survive, killing a lot of drones here. Mutalists, were they ever dealt with, though? No, they were not. So he's losing SCVs of his own. I think actually arguably more SCVs. And yeah, he's even losing Marines, losing Marauders. Possibly like a few depot hit points.
Yeah. And none of the mutas do go down. Oh, one did just go down. But he did manage to stay at 7 for a long time.
That was a really effective attack with those mutalists.
Yeah. Keeping the SCV count low. You know, that 3rd CC just, well, is about to land here, as he did clean up that creep. So even though he did have those 3 CCs, he didn't really have 3 CC mining, or 3 base mining rather, because, you know, it took him so long to move that out because he was so concerned about the attack. And now Hydra's spreading his creep all across this map. He finally gets that 3rd base up, and he has that 3 base economy. And maybe he takes the 4th here.
Yeah, I think he could easily take the 4th to the bottom left. He cleared those rocks earlier. And upgrade-wise, the armory finally finished. You know, it was delayed by those mutalists, but he doesn't have enough resources to really afford it. He has the gas, but he doesn't have the minerals to actually start 2-2. Turrets over here warding these mutalists off, but they do finally get a nice spot over here right behind that refinery. So you get pushed away. I mean, this is not a game that either player has a massive advantage in because of the circumstances here. I really want to see that production tab. Okay, so 2-2 is actually further ahead slightly for Hydra, in fact.
Yes, it is. Begins to add 2 hatcheries here, 1 for a 4th base, 1 just a macro hatch. And he definitely has the map control to do this. I mean, no drops have even gone out just yet. And he's got the mutas for control of the air anyway. So now he's going to come over here to the 3rd base. That tank is kind of alone. There is a bunker. And some of these units do stim back and push him away.
Just picks off an SCV. Anything you can get is great. That fourth base should actually complete pretty safely. He's going to take the one at the top right instead of the bottom left. As you were mentioning before, Macro Hatch is also getting close to completion as well here. He's making a ton of drones. Went up to almost 80 drones.
Yeah. And once those gases so much at that fourth base, going to be very nice here. Terran Army moving out, trying to clear some of this creep. Some of those mutas getting a little bit too close. 19
Banelings on the way, but they're not ready yet.
Yeah.
But there's so much creep that's hard for him to actually commit knowingly. You know, he doesn't actually know where those Banelings are, or if there are any Banelings. So he's just going to clear up the creep where he knows it's safe to do so. And plating is on the way, actually, interestingly enough, for his medevacs as well as his Widow Mines. Taking out a few more of those tumors over here. As many as he can get, but there's 26 speed Banelings rolling his way now. He's going to eliminate most of the Zerlings before they arrive. It's like some disaster strike over there. I think he might have flown into a Widow Mine with those turrets.
Yeah.
Hard to tell.
It's definitely going to be really hard for Kira to move on to this creep. That's why he's being so patient right now. It looks like Hydra wants to come from many different angles. If he gets a nice surround, the Widowmine hits are pretty good, but he's got a lot of Banelings just rolling over this entire army, and the mutas all survive.
He needs to lift up and get out of here. Another good Widowmine shot goes off. Is he going to get one more? Okay, it goes down.
Hydra's staying really long. He's making these Banelings do some work. He's trying to kill as many of those medevacs as possible.
How did that Banshee get away with killing those roaches over there? That's my question. But that was a really good engagement. He stayed for a long time, yes, but he ended up being worth it. 3-3 is now just starting for Cure here. I mean, he has a long gap to fill when it comes to filling the supplies. His economy is decent. He just needs to hit a few more production cycles before he can actually catch up.
Yeah. There's a giant ball of mutas in the air, and it's only growing in size. It's going to be pretty hard to deal with. I mean, as long as Hydra keeps map control with this, he can safely re-extend that creep, get more and more bases. His economy is booming right now. He's up to nearly 80 drones.
Bunch of Banes being morphed right now. He's going to go up to like 40 or so, and eventually he's got him 32 now. His repair is going to cost him a lot of SCVs. I don't think it's worth it.
So much damage being done there as well. Getting him down to 60 and forcing him to remake those turrets.
Yep. Widowmine's all over here. He's got a lot of them active. Most of those actually splash damage on the medevacs. Baneling's rolling through here off creep. There's even a siege tank to help out, but where's the rest of the bio? I just don't know. That is
the question. And these Banes there's like too many Banes almost. He doesn't even kill the tank, which may have been a mistake. And in the meantime, the Muta's doing a ton of damage, and these Banes are going to roll over all of those Marines.
This is looking like almost game ending. There's so many reinforcements streaming through here. He doesn't have enough answers for them. CC goes down. A lot of Mutalists died in the process, but I think it was worth it. This base isn't mining. The worker count is down to 25 now. And, you know, Cure's kind of falling apart. He does have a little bit of a drop harass going on the main base, but there are plenty coming back to defend. And GG. Going to a game 3 here.
Wow. Pretty back and forth, I have to say. Cure looking really good in that first game. Hydra looking pretty good in the second one. The pressure in the beginning there with the roaches didn't really do so much damage. More so than it just put Cure on the back foot. It gave Hydra a lot of space. He was able to get that third base pretty efficiently. He was able to drone up really well and get that creep out on the map, and it really delayed the push from the Terran.
Definitely. Hydra looking a little bit stressed, regardless of that victory.
Yeah.
Now the question is, are we going to see Deadwing, or are we going to see Deadwing? Alternatively,
I think we see merry-go-round maybe.
Actually, I was going to say alternatively we could see merry-go-round. I'm not sure.
Let's see what he decides to go for.
Catalina!
We were both wrong.
Okay, well this is actually a pretty big map. Goes to show that he wants to play the late game. He wants to get that 3-3 out, solidify his 3 bases, and just take the fight to Hydra as best as he can.
Yeah, he's not scared to play this big map style, this big macro style. He's shown he loves to get those 3 CCs up and get a quick 3 bases, so wouldn't be surprised to see some of the same.
Yeah. Hydra's strength in that second game was definitely in the mid game, taking some really, really good fights and then solidifying the map control of this creep spread. It was impossible for Kerr to move out. After that, he had so much vision, it was hard to drop.
Yeah. That's really Hydra's style in the early mid game, and as long as he can keep it there and win games there, I think he will come out ahead.
Winner of this game will go on to the winner's match of Group D of the GSL Code A Season 3 for 2014.
Over here at the 9 o'clock expansion in the red, the Zerg player.
CJ and Hydra.